me presenting this one again. So although I know I'll leave some time for you guys to come in from the other presentation. You guys are coming in from there. Let me actually start by like getting my slides. This one's going to be pretty quick. It's just going to be me sort of talking about a bunch of different useful tools you can use for like some cool websites, some cool PDF tools, some cool tools you can use for that. I do have some slides for this, so let me get those pulled up for you really quick. YSP 20. All right. 1 second. Okay, so let me present this. And I'll start sharing my screen here. I know there's some people coming in from like the previous webinar, so I'll like definitely leave a little bit of time for you guys, like maybe a minute or so. Let me add these slides here. So if you guys want to like follow along separately, I'm going to upload like a PDF here to BigMarker itself. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes, just a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather from the last presentation, because I know I need a little bit of a breather as well. Hope you guys' weekends have been going great as well. Yeah. Let me see. Hey everyone, I know I apologize for the last one running a little bit late, sort of cut into some of this time, but I thought, you know, I'm presenting both of them anyways, so it's a little convenient to run a little bit later on that one and start this one maybe a minute or so later. Give you guys some time to relax for a little bit, and we'll get into this. This one's a lot more like chill. It's not like a lot of like dense information or anything like that. It's just some fun websites. You can play around with them, take a look at them, and just have some fun with these on your free time, basically. So yeah. So these like alumni panel web tip sessions, like they've been in the past, have been a lot more casual, a lot more relaxed, just basically going over some fun tools, some fun websites you guys can take a look at, use in your free time as well, because some of them are really like, the resume ones are really useful as well, and some of these are actually pretty useful to look at yourself. So this first website, so I'll go ahead and get started now. And so today there's a bunch of different like types of websites that we're going over. The last one was a lot of like resume focused stuff. This one's just a lot of stuff that's all over the place. We have like some cybersecurity ones, some cool like just curiosity based ones, and we have a lot of like cool like PDF tools as well that can like help you sort of like maneuver around some of these like interesting like ways of like making new PDFs, like manipulating PDFs and stuff like that. So we're gonna pull a browser window over here too, just so we can have that there to get started. So the first website that I wanted to get started and talk about was this website called Have I Been Pwned? And essentially what Have I Been Pwned is it's a website that tells you, has your email or has your phone number been compromised before? So a lot of like, if you went to like Nilofer's like webinar, you know there's a lot of things about data breaches. And data breaches are essentially when, let's say you make an account with a company and something happens to that company, then your account can be compromised. That means your email can be compromised, the password you use for that account can be compromised, some of your information can also be compromised as well. And that's pretty dangerous. So you want to know that, hey, if my information has been compromised, I need to make sure I change my passwords. Like I know in the past and a little bit now, I've had an issue of like putting the same password for like 15 different places. That's not a good thing. That's not a good cybersecurity thing. That's not like just good in general. You shouldn't have the same password for more than one place. Because if you do, then if one of those passwords gets breached, then that password can be used everywhere else. So essentially what this website does, and I'll show you this, it's pretty cool. You put in your email and your phone number there, and it tells you, you click the pwn button, and it tells you hey, have I been pwned? Like, is my information present in data breaches? Or hey, am I good? None of my accounts have been breached. Nothing with this email has been breached. And it'll actually tell you what actual like data was compromised for that. So just to give you an idea, let's say, let me zoom in a bit here. Let's say I go to haveibeenpwned.com. So we want to check, hey, have I been pwned before? So let's say I check like one of my like HS Navigator accounts. Have I been pwned? My HS Navigator account has luckily not been pwned. I haven't been part of any breaches. I've been safe to like change my passwords to really strong passwords and stuff like that. So now let's see what it looks like to actually be pwned. And for this, I'll use this is sort of a dummy email I made a very long time ago. This is like way back when I was like really really young. I made this dummy email, and I haven't really used it for anything since. I use the same password, everything. Just really bad cybersecurity practices overall. But if you take a look at this sort of dummy email that I had, oh no, it has been breached. I know it's been breached multiple times. I don't really use this. I've just gotten rid of this email. I don't use it anymore. But just to show you guys what it means to be breached, it's sometimes the breaches can come from places that you never even really think of. So like Chegg can get breached and like compromised email addresses, names, password, usernames. So if I had a password account like password123 for Chegg, and then my data got breached, and I use that password in multiple places, and the people who hack Chegg can get my access to anywhere else. Club Penguin rewritten, that's actually pretty like it's not just like educational like big businesses that get breached. Sometimes these like really small like games and stuff can get breached as well, because I know like game accounts often have the same passwords for everywhere as well. Edmodo, that can get breached. Mathway, I'm not even sure what Mathway is, honestly. Toondo, I think this might have been like Toonville or something like that. It's just a lot of like different like places can get breached, and it's not just like the place you think about the most. So yeah, that's a pretty cool site to check. Like you can just put your email there and see, hey, have you been pwned before? Should I make sure I change my passwords? Just something to like take a look at every once in a while, because you might not always be aware of this stuff. The next website is something that I think is actually pretty cool. So a lot of you guys, when you're like signing up for a website, let's say you're signing up for like a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a Snapchat account, whatever like that, they always give you a terms of service. Like almost every website when you're signing up gives you terms of service. But let's be honest, no one really reads that. No one goes through the effort of reading page after page after page of like really dense lawyer text to see like, hey, am I actually signing away my soul to like Facebook or something? And if you want to do that, and let's say like you want to actually see what am I signing my soul away to? Like if I'm making like a Roblox account or something, like who am I? Am I selling my like life's earnings away to them? And so that's what this website comes in. It's called tosdr.org, .org, I think. And it basically just stands for Terms of Service Didn't Read. So what it does is it like whatever website that you put into it, I think it'll show. Yeah, whatever website you put into the Terms of Service didn't read, it'll actually tell you, hey, what are some of the really big things you have to know about that you're signing away when you're making an account on this platform? So everyone's favorite like big corporate like data scary website is Facebook. Obviously, like Facebook's gone through a lot of like different lawsuits in the past with, hey, am I actually signing away my soul to Facebook when I make an account? And it turns out there's a lot of different things that are really like bad about Facebook's terms of service. So first thing you can see, like when you look up a website, you can see this grade. So grade E essentially means that A is the best, B, C, D, and E is just the worst terms of service you can get. It's the lowest tier. It's the one that's like the most like takes away your privacy, takes away a lot of your data. It's really serious. Like the concerns are pretty bad there, but people still make the accounts there anyways. So it's Facebook. A lot of people are on there. And like it actually tells you individually, like, hey, what am I actually signing away on Facebook? What are some of the key points that are concerns on Facebook? So let's say they can store your data whether you have an account or not. They can read your private messages. They can view your browser history. Deleted content is not actually deleted. Whatever post you make, if you delete it, it's still stored somewhere out in the internet cyberspace. And your identity is used in ads. There's a lot of like really intrusive stuff. but no one really reads the terms of service, so no one really know about it unless they looked at a website like this. And you can view each one of the different points in the terms of service. It'll break down the entire terms of service and tell you, hey, is this good? Is this bad? Is this neutral? Is this sort of a blocker for it? And you can sort of search for the service. So let me go to that website as well. So let's say go tosdr.org, I think it is. All right, so terms of service didn't read. So it has a bunch of different popular ones right on the first page. So Facebook, grade E. It has some really sketchy stuff in the terms of service, and it'll break it down. Each one of the things will be broken down by staff members and stuff like that to, hey, is this bad? Is this good? Is this neutral? It doesn't sell your personal data. That's a good thing, but it uses a lot of your personal data for some really potentially harmful things. Stuff like I use sign away more. That's a little concerning, but stuff like DuckDuckGo, hey, it's really private. It's there's no need to register. Doesn't track you. Doesn't do anything to your terms of service. Doesn't do anything like that. Wikipedia, it's really good. It's grade B. It's a lot better than a lot of different websites. You can just look at a bunch of different sites on here, and some of the concerning stuff that comes away with those terms of service in them. And it's not to really scare you. You're not gonna oh my god, I'm signing away to my website to a grade E thing. That's gonna be terrible. But it's not anything like that. You just have to be aware of hey, when I'm making an account on this website, what am I actually signing up for? I mean, for some of the websites, it's not really you have to sign up for them. If you want to listen to music or you want to look at the news, then you sort of need to make the account on these websites. But it's just good to know what is my data being used for, and how can I be aware of what am I signing away? What am I actually making an account? When am I making an account on this website? What is my data being actually used for? It's just good to know that sort of stuff. But yeah. Let's see. The next few websites are not sort of the cybersecurity related. They're more just general helpful tools. So this first website is tinywow.com. And this is a website that I found a few years ago, and it's amazing. It's pretty great. It does basically everything that I need to do. So this website essentially takes in a bunch of different things that you would need to do. Let's say you've ever tried make a PDF smaller. You want to split the pages of PDF. You want to convert them from Word to PDF to image to Excel to whatever you want to do. You want to watermark pages. You want to add page numbers. You want to convert JPEG to PDF. A bunch of you want to sign PDFs. You want to sign documents. Everything on this website, everything on this screen, and I think there's even more on the website itself can be done for free, and it's all completely free. There's no ads or anything, and anything that you upload and generate on the website is deleted after you upload. So you don't have to worry about hey, if I upload a confidential file here, are they storing it? No, everything is uploaded and deleted 15 minutes after you upload it. So if I go to tinywow.com, it's even shows up for me as one of the suggested websites because I've been here a lot. It essentially it solves almost all problems with just look at all the stuff you can do here. There is just so much conversion to even the most obscure formats. You can do all these conversions. You can download TikTok videos if you want. You can extract text from images to text, URLs, PDFs. There's so many different things. It's not just PDFs. You go to images. You can remove backgrounds, make profile pictures, resize them, take text out. Videos, you want to compress them. You want to trim them. You want if you ever have a video for a school project and you want to clip out the last few seconds of something and you want to upload to YouTube, this helps you out. That's what I've used this for so many times. It saved me out so many times, school projects and stuff like that. You want to download videos from Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, anything like that. To file conversions, just random X-ray stuff. You want to make memes? Sure, this website can do that too. You want to generate QR codes? You want to make some random lorem ipsum text? You want to put URLs and PDFs and images? You can do all of that. This website has so many different tools, and it's all completely free to use. There's no charges, there's no restrictions, there's no limits, there's no paying for anything. It is all completely free to use, and it's all just available on there. It sounds too good to be true, but it is too good. It is very, very useful. And they're constantly adding new tools as well. So you can reach out to them if you have like a tool that you need that's somehow not on the website. You can reach out to them. They'll probably add it. So like I mentioned before, there's so many different things with images, videos, files, conversions. Everything you could want to do is just available on this website. And on a similar line to that is this next website called Ilovepdf.com. This one is more sort of like exclusively focused on PDFs, but it has similar tools. Like, let's say you want to rotate, compress, clip them, unlock PDFs, you want to add page numbers, watermarking, everything like that. This website can do them. But this website does sort of have some limitations to it. Like some of the tools are limited to like a free tier and a paid tier, and you can like have restrictions on how many times you can run them. And there's like a premium for this. So there are like some like paid features for this, but as always, you can either use some of the tools from Ilovepdf, you can use some of the tools from here, and use some of the tools from the TinyWell website, because that will probably have everything you need to do anyways. So this website, just if you have some tools you don't see on TinyWell and you want to check here, is another place to go. I'll just quickly show it off. Ilovepdf.com. There's a bunch of different like tools you can use with like PDFs and stuff as well, like splitting them, merging them, compressing them, unlocking any page numbers and stuff like that. Like signing is pretty important. Like this is something that I've used a lot of times. Like if you have like school forms or something that can allow you to sign them digitally, it's very convenient to do them via these websites. And the last sort of few websites is sort of these learning websites, and they're websites that have some really cool like sort of learning tools that you can use. So this one, geography, might be like, oh wait, cheating? I should probably advocate for cheating, but it's not cheating. It's cheat sheets. It's like quick reference sheets you can find for almost any topic that you want to see. So you want for programming, software, business and marketing. There's like thousands of these programming cheat sheets, thousands of these cheat sheets available, and so many different topics as well. Just like before I had my lecture on like R script. So hey, let's say I want to find some R script stuff. So let's say I go to cheatography.com/tag/r, I believe it was /tag/r. So I go here. And now we have cheat sheets for R. So these cheat sheets, they're like essentially like really crammed and full of a lot of different information for a lot of different websites, a lot of different programming tools and stuff like that. And if it loads, it's being a little bit slow, but I think that's just might be my internet. But essentially, these cheat sheets have like different information from like the different commands you can run, different commands that you need for them. Like let's say here, this is like a basic intro to R cheat sheet, and it shows you a bunch of different like, hey, these are what vectors are, these are what strings, data frames. If you want to run these sort of commands, what do you need for them? And they're really good for like if you find a good one that's like actually let me zoom in so that's easier to see for you guys. Let's say like you want to like have a quick reference for like when you're coding, because I know I obviously don't remember all my syntax when I'm coding. I have to look it up on like Stack Overflow or something like that. This is a good way to like get those sort of like quick references. And it's not only like R and programming, like they have everything. Let's say I search up, they have gardening, kitchening, and audio if you want those. Let's say I search up Unix, which is like what I did my presentation on earlier. There probably is a bunch of like Unix cheat sheets available here with like the different commands and stuff that I need as well. The website is a little slow, I will give it that. But yeah, here's like Unix commands. So let's say you want to look at like some of the Unix commands you have. Like I know I forget a lot of Unix commands really often. So I always have to like look up like, hey, how do I do this in Unix again? How do I like print a file? How do I pipe this again? Like what do I do? And so I always look up on the internet. So having these cheat sheets available, something that I know will be really convenient, because there's a lot of commands and it's really hard to remember all of them at all times. Oh, this is not in English, but you get the idea. It's like you can like cat, vim, paste, sort. all the different commands that we talked about. You can have like cheat sheets for those here. And this website is called freelearninglist.org. And essentially it just like categorizes a bunch of like the best resources on the internet to learn and to learn from. So everything from YouTube channels, podcasts, courses, how-tos, and programming websites as well. So, and these are things that like are very, very useful. Like I know on YouTube, a lot of people, like hopefully you guys have seen Kurtzagot before, but this YouTube channel, Kurtzagot, is very cool. It has like a lot of like really interesting, really well-made videos on like the history of the universe, or like random topics, like a bunch of different random topics, and they're really, really fun. They're really, really interesting watches, and they're just like they're entertaining and they're really educational. Crash Course is an amazing tool. Like Crash Course has videos on every AP course pretty much, every like non-AP course like science, biology, math, everything on there, and they're really concise, really great videos for those. You have podcasts, courses like Coursera, Khan Academy. A bunch of you guys probably know Khan Academy. Like WikiHow for how to do things. Code Academy, Code.com. These are a bunch of different resources you can have to find ways to learn on the internet, and a bunch of different educational resources as well. And they categorize them by these different areas. And just to like show you. No. No, it's .org. And like as you can see, they have like YouTube channels, podcasts, a bunch of different like free places like that, subreddits as well. By the way, this CGP Grey, I highly recommend this channel. This is a channel I've been watching a lot recently that I found from this website, and it's very entertaining videos on just like a bunch of different like random topics. Like those topics you'll never think about, like what is the difference between like the UK, Britain, and England? Like what is actually the difference between those? They have like a bunch of cool videos and stuff like that, and they're a really great channel. I highly recommend checking them out. And a lot of the stuff on this website is just really great resources from a bunch of different websites on like stuff that you could just like if you have some free time, you want to learn something, just look at them, look it up. Wait But Why is another really great one for just like just random articles that come up on just any topic you could ever think about. And it's just really great website, really great resources to learn from. And that is essentially all that I had for today. So tomorrow during our alumni and student panel, we won't be having web tips. We'll actually be having some alumni and current students come from UC Berkeley and talk about some of their information from there. But besides that, that is it for today's sort of presentation. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send them in the chat, and I'll wait a few minutes for those. But if not, you can feel free to go ahead and drop. And thank you guys for coming today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for our next presentation of the YSP webinar.